Good evening. I'm Todd Harris, and I would like to address a different question than the choices given. The question is, how do student affairs administrators protect freedom of speech and students' rights to academic freedom while creating a campus climate that is welcoming and supportive for all students? As a state-supported institution, Wilmington State University must abide by the U.S. Constitution. We do not have the right to regulate speech in public forums. Furthermore, we must remain neutral in subject matter and viewpoint. Speech is fully protected unless it is accompanied by or incites to illegal activity. The give and take of ideas and opinions, whether in the classroom or in a public forum, is critical to the mission of higher education. Rules that ban or, worse, penalize speech based on its content are not defensible. In fact, denouncing any ideas could prove as a disservice to the mission of the institution. Yet, some speech and demonstrations on campuses have been directed toward individuals or groups that have been traditionally marginalized or underrepresented. In an effort to support these groups, administrators and students have crafted hate speech codes to restrict certain language. The belief is that by imposing speech codes in the learning community, tensions, conflicts, and fears that impede academic progress can be limited. Other efforts to curb hate speech try to distinguish the regulation of the content with the regulation of the manner or style in which it is delivered. Often these efforts fall upon student affairs administrators to regulate. Yet distinguishing between offensive style and offensive content is an unsound practice. Words are often chosen as much for their ability to incite emotion as they are to provoke intellectual curiosity. Therefore, neither content nor manner should be regulated at a public institution. Institutions of higher learning need to do what they do best, and that is education. Civil and respectful discourse should be a value that is espoused and permeates throughout the ethos of the campus. Binghamton's recommendations resonated with how I believe WSU can best address free speech and academic freedom on a public college campus. An official statement of student academic freedom is a critical document that will help administrators address areas of concern. Students should certainly have the freedom to express their own opinions, no matter how controversial, without fear of retribution both inside and outside of the classroom. However, students cannot be allowed to introduce views that are unrelated to the subject being taught or substantially disrupt the classroom. We may also go so far as to acknowledge that students cannot disrupt the normal activities of campus life, whether it is in the residence halls, the student center, or athletic facilities, for example. Student affairs staff need to receive training on First Amendment rights and grievance procedures. Some staff members, particularly those in residence life, may need a greater understanding and appreciation for the value of free speech. But more importantly, how does one turn what might be labeled hate speech into an educational opportunity? It's important to understand that what might initially appear as language designed only to ignite protest can be used as a means for civil discourse if student affairs educators invite the conversation. Sometimes what appears to be negative causes others to have an emotional reaction, yet that emotional reaction can move people toward action. Often those actions and responses, if guided appropriately, can result in greater understanding of others' ideas and attitudes, which may produce a deeper appreciation and acceptance of differences. There are additional measures that can be adopted, such as penalizing conduct and behavior rather than speech. Examples include policies against defacing property, harassment, and as stated earlier, disruption of campus activities. Co-curricular experiences and educational campaigns can increase student understanding, which may deter offensive or intolerant speech. Finally, the administration can immediately challenge and denounce breaches of incivility. Regardless of the complexities, freedom of speech and academic freedom are essential to protecting authentic exchanges of ideas and the pursuit of truth. I look forward to reading your feedback.